census.gov.
Oh, guess what day it is? It's Hump Day, also April Fool's Day. Not a good time for any pranks. But most importantly, it's National Census Day. It's not a deadline per se, it's a point of reference. When you fill out your 2020 census form, you tell the government where you live as of today. And you got the form in the mail, and maybe you've been putting it off because of the whole corona cloud, but it's more important now than ever to make sure you get counted.
Having an accurate census count helps your community and you get the right amount of resources. And doesn't having extra resources sound good right about now? And Tom Bosco, what exactly are we talking about here?
Well, we're talking about the fact that with the coronavirus crisis, worried about catching the disease. Maybe you've got to deal with working and having your kids go to school from home. With all those things going on, the census may be the furthest thing from your mind. Census officials and state officials are worried that may be the case, but they say it is very pressing right now that you fill those forms out to get an accurate count.
What is the 2020 census?
Now more than ever, it is so vitally important that every Ohioan get counted.
Ohio's chief census cheerleader says we are seeing the government in action during this coronavirus crisis. Schools continuing to hand out lunches for kids. Cops and firefighters putting themselves in harm's way. And Lydia Mahalik says the funding for that is based on the census.
All of the resources that will be making their way to Ohio from the federal government, all of those dollars are based on population.
Ohio was already expected to lose a congressional seat due to declining population. An undercount could lead to further losses.
Even before COVID, there was a lot of concern around whether or not this would actually break through people's daily lives.
So far, there's been a 36% response in Ohio. That's ahead of the national average, but some advocates say we're already behind.
It's something to be concerned about.
Clergy and advocates from around the state took part in a press conference via Zoom to push for an accurate count, concerned the coronavirus will lead folks to forget the census.
That has hurt our ability to get people on board with filling it out. It is a unique circumstance that no other census in American history has had to face.
Skepticism in rural areas also contributes to an undercount.
When somebody comes to our door in small town Ohio and says, I'm from the government and I'm here to help you, immediately we begin to get anxious.
But advocates say our current crisis points out just how important the count is.
As we can see now, had we had certain resources in our communities, we may have been better prepared for what we're facing at this time.
Now, the government sends out census workers to go door to door to try to count those who ended up not filling out their forms. But in our current situation with this coronavirus and with many orders of staying at home throughout many different states, it's not sure what that is. It's not clear, that is, what that's going to look like this year. And advocates point out it's never been easier to fill out the census. Maybe you got the form in the mail. You could mail that back. You could also call and do the census over the phone. And of course, you can do it online as well. It's 2020census.gov. That's the website you need to visit. Really no excuse not to fill those out. Reporting live in downtown Columbus, I'm Tom Bosco, ABC 6 News.
So you think you took advantage of the situation that you got?
Absolutely.